Good morning.
Welcome. First off, before we get into NBA talk, what we need all of you to do is go to tyt.com/app. And if you have the capabilities of going to the Apple Store, search TYT. That is Jayar Jackson. I am Rick Strom. What we noticed yesterday, the Houston Rockets were good. Yeah. The Golden State Warriors were better. Yeah. And we noticed a theme, excuse me, I'm getting choked up, throughout the entire game. James Harden iso ball. Now, in case you haven't watched a lick of Houston Rockets basketball, this is what they do. This is how they play.
What's Houston doing? What's this iso ball? I don't understand what they're doing here.
You know, this really isn't going to work out for them.
You know they can't
except for the entirety of the season. So here's what I wanted to show everybody. Firstly, James Harden had an incredible game. Okay, 41 points, 7 assists. On top of that, he shot 58% from the field. Here is his shot chart. It is sprayed all over the damn place. A lot of buckets at the rim, which, as we know, many teams are gonna be like, yeah, take the 2. That's cool, just don't beat us from 3. So here's what I wanna show you, what JR and I noticed yesterday. This is the play-by-play breakdown of everything that happened. First possession of the game was a total screw up. Steph Curry does not switch on to James Harden. And then on top of that, Harden has a wide open look. As you can see, Curry literally doesn't even have his back, has his back turned to James Harden. Next possession, this is what they did. Screen, put Steph on James Harden throughout the entirety of the game, space him out, and then James Harden does his one-on-one and hits a 3. He came out red hot, as we certainly do know. Here was another defensive lapse. Was that every time Kevon Looney was guarding the screener, he would then have to switch onto James Harden, and it was in no man's land for Looney. This is a play that I noticed. They could get it whenever they want, dude. Whenever they want. Because here's what's gonna happen. Harden is gonna go to his right whenever he's isolating Steph Curry if he decides not to shoot, right? So there he goes to his right. Now what you're gonna see is Kevon Looney is gonna step up, and can you just finish this sentence for me? What's gonna happen after that?
He's gonna foul him.
No.
Well,
wrong.
Considering James Harden, he gets fouled a lot.
This is a play, yeah, but he didn't get a lot of calls yesterday. This is a play that they could run. Bring it back one more time. So Kevon Looney is gonna be on the left or right block. They ran this with Draymond as well. So when they have Steph Curry in isolation, James Harden is gonna go to his right. Kevon Looney's gonna step up, and then they're gonna have
to Clint.
And he hands it off to Clint Capella, who the Phoenix Suns are gonna say, yeah, he's a max guy. So, and there it is right there. Before I get into more, it's mainly just a breakdown of this is what the Houston Rockets are going to do time and time again.
Well, it's fine that they do that. And maybe we'll get into the why the Warriors won significantly. I mean, decisively.
Yes.
Partially, because that's good offense. Cool, yeah, it worked for you. Score. I don't even know what I don't even know what the final score was, but it's not like they
Rockets
lost
by double digits.
Yeah, but
and Chris Paul, by the way, the king of garbage time buckets.
But the number that they scored wasn't like low. It's not like it's not like the Rockets were stopped.
Well, James Harden scored a high. Everyone else had a low.
Right, but what I'm saying is it's not like they finished with 83 points. You know?
No, of course.
Right. So they scored enough points to win. Yep. And where it went wrong was it was James Harden, and then, as you said, it's iso ball, which is cool. That's what worked for you, but you need some stops. So the rest of the Warriors just will hit you with the same thing all game,
right?
And just stay with it. I mean, they're down what? They're down 12 early, or 9 or 10 early.
They were down 9,
and
then the lead expanded.
There's no panic. They're just like, okay, we got 4 out of 5
the Warriors,
All-Stars on
the biggest lead was 9
right now.
Yep.
So they just go through it and break you down. So what you need to do is stop them while you do your iso ball, and we'll maybe get to why and how the Rockets just didn't really approach stopping the Warriors at all.
Well, we're gonna get to Kevin Durant, as you can see, sidebar right in just a moment. However, on top of that, they couldn't stop Klay Thompson.
I mean,
they were lost defensively against Klay Thompson.
Stop Swaggy P. He came out with 9
Swaggy
points.
had 9 off the bench.
You know why?
And those were back-breaking threes, were they not?
Yes.
Those were momentum-changing threes.
I'm going to go back to the point I made yesterday about NBA players.
All right, please do.
I mean, Swaggy P goes above this. Nick Young, by the way, for people who don't know.
If they're watching this, they know.
Sure.
They know.
So, I mean, the point yesterday about NBA players. You know what everyone in the NBA is? Good. They're good at basketball. They're really good at basketball. Anyone who you've seen that sits at the end of the bench on any basketball team in the NBA and says, oh, that guy sucks, one-on-one with that guy, even if you yourself are 6'8", he will destroy you if you haven't played anything past high school or early college ball, right? They're good.
Yes.
So if you leave Nick Young an accomplished now veteran in the NBA who knows how to shoot the three-pointer, open. I mean, there wasn't anyone within 10 feet of him for each of those shots.
Yeah.
You know what he's gonna do? He's gonna score.
Yeah, he's gonna score, and then he's gonna score again.
He was at one point. He was probably like a number 2 option on a starter on a team on a few teams before.
Yeah.
So he can score the ball. He can shoot. Leave him open like that off the bench, and he's gonna destroy you.
I was just thinking about this. Nick Young, if we're drawing unfair conclusions after one game, Nick Young is a better bench player than Sean Livingston at this point. Because they didn't even run with a natural point guard at times when Livingston was out. They would run with a bunch of shooting guards.
Yep.
And they would have Swaggy P hitting corner threes, baseline threes, or sideline threes, rather.
He was hitting wing and corner threes. Because my other example wasn't Livingston. And not that they left him as open, but they let him to kind of, he got out and it was a chance to do what he wants. He's a tall guard.
Yeah, he's like 6'5".
He finds that shot.
Yeah.
So it's, when you leave those guys open, you can't go, oh, well, you know, Sean Livingston, Nick Young, you're not really gonna do anything. No, they'll score 15 points. 15 to 17 points, which is a lot of times the difference in the game.
Dante Exum, who has suffered many knee injuries, right, over the past few seasons, ever since he came into the league. If he wants to be a successful point guard, he should model his game after Sean Livingston, because no point guard can match up with that size and that length. All right, to get back to this real quick, James Harden again, heavy isolation over and over and over, and Kevon Looney was playing against him. James Harden then went to his left, and then we go forward in the second half as they're going from left to right. Stephen Curry once again in the isolation. And then the next slide, this is a play that we talked about. And they can have this whenever they want. Whenever they want, because James Harden can go any which way. He can hit a step back. He can go to his right, as we established. He can go to his left, as we're seeing right now. So what happens? Draymond Green comes over, and then Clint Capella has an easy alley-oop, which again, they could have it whenever they freaking want. On top of that, here's another one where they're trying to take Kevin Durant out of the play. They played it well, and then they reestablish once more. So Stephen Curry has to go guard James Harden, and James Harden takes him once again. So it's not like it didn't work, okay? It did work. The problem that I had was that with the room that James Harden was given, he needs to somehow find a way, or there needs to be another screener in there to free up someone in the opposing side corner, or
something.
Anything, because you got to get someone else going, no matter what.
James Harden's also going to wear down.
I'm sorry, I'm setting the pen. Because they're devaluing the 2, they're overvaluing the 3, so they're allowing James Harden to hit a 2. Go ahead, hit a tough contested 2.
And which, by the way, shoot more of them, because also the Rockets fell in love with the three-pointer at the beginning of the game when they were up by 9 or 10.
Totally.
They kept shooting it.
So James Harden, really good. Kevin Durant was even better. And we will get into that in just a bit.